Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at techtrader.com. It's Monday, the 18th of July, and these are the charts of the day. Well, a rough start to the week as the markets exploded on the get-go from strong pre-market futures. Had a wonderful first couple hours, started to pull back, and then really accelerated lower in the afternoon when Apple had bad news, and the housing index numbers were terrible, the worst in like history, I think. But the bottom line is, many stocks still had strong days today, although some of them backed off. We'll show you a few. ADN, which has been really interesting of late, exploded a month ago and then pulled back in a falling wedge. Notice how it's held a VWAP for 3 weeks. Today it popped all the way up to 364, at which point it was up about a buck, and the volume was huge today, 50 million shares, but the pullback to 290 didn't augur well for me in terms of the close. I did want to show you though that if it should hold this and it come on again, the key takeout would be taking out today's high 364, which is a double top. Then your targets are 4.5 and 5.25. APYX broke out of its platform and spiked up to the target and the gap before pulling back. Keep an eye on this one. Today's high at 923, if taken out, could lead to 11.5. CGC popped again on big volume. Look, I'm a believer that long term this is ridiculously low, and that from that standpoint, technically it's bounced off the long-term channel, and it did so in 21 million shares. Not the biggest I've ever seen, but one of the two biggest volumes of the last 4 months. Enough for me to say this may come back to 3.75 and 5 are my next targets. CLNN, after a triple top was broken Friday, it followed through today with another 8% gain of 36 cents, 5.3 million, and the target at this point was be a test of 615. CPNG broke out of its base, pulled back and flag, and popped right out again, and followed through today up another 80 cents or 5%. The target remains about 20. DDL maybe coming out of a big multi, like 6-7 month base pattern. Today popping dramatically on big volume of 2.4 million for that stock, and backed off, but you can get it up through today's high. Probably have a run of 7.25 to 7.5 coming. EXFY popped, spiked from 1780 to 2061, pulled back just under 20 up 242 or 13.8%. Mine was the best I've seen in about 8-10 weeks. And take a look at the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or basing type pattern, rounding bottom, whatever you want to call it. I'm more interested in if it takes out 22.20 or so, you might see 26 and 29.5. GAN was waiting for this for months to pop and did it today. I want to see a follow through though. The best part about today's action is it closed right at the high for the day going away. Up 48 cents, a 16.7% gain. This volume picked up a little bit. But this one, and it closed above the 50. That's the first time. They go all the way back here. This is above its 50-day moving average since almost a year ago. Wow, way back here. So let's just say this. I'm looking for a test of the 3.75 range, followed by the 4.25 range. You get through that zone, you may have a major reversal on your hands. GOSS has been solid for 4 days and broke out of an inverse head and shoulder. It keeps going. Now, today's high was a little short of the target that I had at 12.25, reaching as high as 12 and 3/4 to 85 range, reaching 12.30. Still a very solid look. If this can consolidate in here and then take that out, we're probably going to be testing the all-time highs reached here at 14.30. LI Auto popped out of a month-long coil, but backed off the lateral price resistance, which it tagged today at 40.88. The highs that it's achieved in the last couple of years was 41.49. So we're going to get that and through and then up into the high 40s. Mara looks like some of the Bitcoin-related stocks like Mara may have turned the corner. If you look at it this way, it's like a left shoulder, head, right shoulder with an upsloping neckline. But either way, the key is that it broke through the recent high of 890 and spiked into that nearly 11 range, where there's some resistance secondarily. Next layer of resistance would be approximately 15.5 and 20. OLPK, this also has an inverse head and shoulder look pattern, and it's approaching the neckline with today's pop of $1.38 or 9%. We get through here, targets were 19.5 and 22. Rhythm, one of our best swing trades of late, has literally gone from 712 to today's high of 1255 in just 5-6 sessions. I'm very happy about that one. It's met all my targets, so this one should be sold up here, although it's got strong momentum. SKYT popped out of its long-term declining topside and out across the lateral resistance. That's key for me. It closed near the upper end of the range. I'm now looking for the stock to make a run, probably at 13. That's my next target. SKYX also exploded and popped up 7.6 million, gaining 42%, but it is up near resistance at the 5.75 range, reaching as high as 547 today. They push through here, and your next target will be up near 9.5 to 10 zone. Educational stock TAL with an inverse head and shoulders and a breakout had us put a swing on it. It then rallied, reached the first target and backed off to support right at the trend line and lateral price support neckline. So, and bounced today nicely by jumping 397 to 457 and finishing 438 up 38 cents or 9.5%. Your targets would be to retest the highs, lateral resistance, then move it up towards 7. VERV broke through, pull back, inside day reversal bar engulfing, and then a pop to resistance and a pullback. Today, when it started going again, I put a swing on it because I believe it's got strong momentum, and my target is 34.5 and 38. And finally, Z-Lab, also a biotech that's been a long decline, coming out of a long declining channel, popped and flagged, and today popped again. And my follow-through targets are 49 and 59. That's it for a look at some of the really interesting looking and developing stocks at detectrader.com. Good night.